Hey everyone, welcome back. This is Troy, and this is part 2 of our training series. So in part 1, we dealt a lot with plan management. We kind of left the screen just like this. I do want to touch on one last topic here, and then we'll jump off into takeoffs and markups, okay? So say that you receive a lot of plans, and you want to either delete or hide them from your thumbnail view. You can certainly do so, and you have two options here. So let's go down here to 81.1. So if I wanted to remove that from the list, I can go to the little edit pencil. I can delete, and then it's going to prompt me to confirm that I want to delete it, or I can just go directly in and hide. Okay, so hide is a little quicker. It's going to save you that mouse click. It's going to remove it from the thumbnail view. The nice thing about hide is if you ever want to bring it back, you're just going to go back to the little gear wheel and you can bring back those hidden pages. So a real quick way, it only takes like a half a second per page to kind of run through and get that cleaned up if you want. But let's hop into Takeoff. So over here, we've been on this Plans tab. We're just going to hop over one to Takeoff. So a little bit about the screen here. All of our Takeoffs will be over here on the left-hand side of the screen. Up top is our navigation between Plans, Takeoff. If you have the Pro version, you'll have access to items and assemblies, and then finally down to reports. The right-hand toolbar here will be our different drawing tools. The bottom left, this will have these are the most common questions I see on chat. So these are real quick 1 or 2 minute videos. If you need like a real refresher or a quick how-to on that, those are really fast. If you have any questions that you would want to chat in with us, here's our little chat icon. Click in there. We're happy to help you that way as well. Okay, so let's kind of jump in. Let's grab a plan. To do so, I'm just going to click View. That's going to open it up in its own tab. I can quickly scroll in and out with the scroll wheel. I can hold down with the mouse and pull it around. If you do not have a scroll wheel, you can go up here to these little zoom in and out like that. You also see these navigation bars on the right and left that we can kind of click through and then move through the project that way as well. Okay. If we want to open up more tabs, we can do them individually. So I can go right here and click, and that's going to open it up in a tab here. If I know that I'm going to be working with multiples, I can just go New Tab, and it's going to open those up right there. To close it down, it works very similar to a web browser. We're just going to click the little X, and that'll close it up. Usually what I'll do is I'll go through the project, find the ones that I want open, and then just leave those tabs open as a quick reference. The software, every click is saved. Everything is saved in real time. So the project's always going to, when you come back in, it's always going to be exactly how you left it. So I kind of leave my tabs open and I have takeoffs or highlights on. It's just a nice, easy way for me to go. All right, let's kind of zoom in here. So let's check our scale first of all. We have a couple options. We have some nice known dimensions here. Actually, here's a great 18'2". So you notice our scale is not set. Now, if we tried to start a takeoff without setting the scale, the system is going to prompt us to do so, but let's go ahead and just set it here. So scale, you're going to see that we default to, if your known dimension is behind there, you can just grab the plan and pull it back. So you'll notice that we default to Calibrate Scale. That is the best way to set your scale. You're just going to find a nice known dimension here. In this case, it's 18 feet, 2 inches. I'm going to click OK. And then I'm just going to go from point to point. So I'm going to do one click here, drag it across, click there, and boom. It's going to set my scale. It says that we're at 1/4 inch, and that matches the plan, which is great. Okay. Option 2, if you do not have a known distance, you can go to the scale box. Instead of Calibrate, move over here to Standard Scales, and then you can select the scale from the drop down. So architectural's up here above, civil's down below. Okay. If you do this method, I do highly recommend that you kind of verify it with the dimension tool, and we are going to go over the markup tools, but I would hop over here to the dimension line. Even if there's not a known dimension, you can quickly check a doorway, and that should be about 3 feet, so you know that your scale's pretty good there. So I would always do a quick self-check if you're going to choose from the drop down, just to keep you safe. All right, so let's do some takeoffs. Step 1, we're going to go over here and click our new takeoff. The way this works, so our takeoff name is always going to be exactly what we're going to measure. So say that this is going to be copper pipe. We're going to put our name, and then we're going to check our measurement type here. So let's kind of run through these real quick. An area, so that would be like a floor or a ceiling, or maybe the elevation view of a building. Linear, just a straight run. So think of, like in this case, copper pipe or wiring. Account could be a door, a window, or electrical outlet. Linear drop, that is for our electrical friends. So say that you're going to do a linear measurement, but you want that line to drop down 6 feet for an outlet. That is going to help you there. These two are for our roofing friends. So a pitched area is going to be an area drawing where the system prompts you for the rise and the run or the slope of the roof. Pitch linear, so think of like hips and valleys, where you're also going to do a linear run, but also has a rise and run or a slope. Surface area, this is great for our finishes friends. So if you want to know the surface area of a wall, for either for paint or for drywall, this will be a linear measurement where the system is going to prompt you for the wall height, okay? And the last two are for our concrete friends. So a volume 2D, think of that as a concrete slab where you're going to draw an area measurement and then put the depth there. So say it's got a 6-inch slab. Volume 3D would be more of like a concrete footer. So think of this as we're going to do a linear measurement, and then the system is going to prompt us for the width and the depth of that. Okay, let's do some examples. Actually, let's start with area. So say that we are doing, kind of run with them in order here. So 12-inch tile. Again, the name can be as descriptive as you want. So I could have just put tile. I could have put floor if I really wanted to. But in this case, I'll go with 12-inch tile. We're going to go over here to area. You can add a description that is purely optional. So if you want to put like the manufacturer of the tile, you certainly can. Also, the system's going to automatically pick a fill color for you. You can override that. So if I didn't want that to be this blue color, I could click on the little color box there and then choose a different color like so. Again, these two are optional. These are two that we really need: the takeoff name, the measurement type, and we can go directly into Start Takeoff. The way the system works, I'm going to do one click to start, one click for every turn, and double click to finish. Just like that. I can pull this pan over, one click to start. You'll notice that my line is a little wavy here, so if I want to firm that up, I can press the Shift key on my keyboard, and that's going to force the system to draw straight lines. If I want to toggle that off, I'm just going to press the Shift key one more time, and you'll see that I'm back in control like that. Also, the system starts us off in polygon, okay? If we are dealing with rectangular structures like we were there, it is a little quicker. We can go up here and choose to rectangle. The way this works is one click in this corner, drag it across, and a click in that corner. So a little quicker for us there. When we're done, we can go to end. Okay, kind of takes us right back. Now, as far as seeing our measurements, we have a couple options. We can highlight over the individual drawing. It's going to show me, okay, that room is just over 194 square feet. It's going to give us our total here. So our 3 drawings are going to total to 593, and that's going to show us right on the Takeoff template. Or we can hop over to the reports. Our Takeoff quantity report. This is going to show you your primary measurement type. In this case, it would be square footage. If I go to my Takeoff summary, this will show also the perimeter. So we've got the square footage and then also the perimeter of each room, okay, which is great. Again, we can go down one more if we want to see each individual drawing. So the first drawing right there, there's our square footage and our perimeter. Our second drawing, square footage and perimeter. And third drawing, square footage and perimeter. While we're here, we can also zoom. So if you're looking for like a rogue drawing, let me mention also. So the last one we did, we used the rectangle tool. So if you use the rectangle tool for your drawing, the system's going to automatically generate the height and the width for you. That is great for doors and windows. Just a little hint there for you. So if you use the rectangle tool, you are going to use a little bit more. But where I was going was these little call outs. So say that you're looking for a rogue drawing. I can just click on that, and the system is going to zoom to that page and then highlight that drawing, which is kind of cool. Okay, but let's keep going with our takeoff. So next, we're going to go to a new takeoff, and let's do a linear run. So let's just do some electric wire. That'll be a linear measurement. Again, the system is going to work the same, so we can add a description or we can override the color. In this case, we're just going to do one click. We're going to bypass, click Start Takeoff. We're going to do one click to start, one click for every turn, just like that. So you'll see that this is going to shade it in a different color. It's just a visual representation for you that you know you're drawing two different things or measuring two different items, which is really, really helpful. I can continue on and just continue to run my electrical wire wherever it may go. Okay, awesome. Next, let's do some count. New takeoff, and say that we're doing a duplex outlet. Go over here to count. Here again, we can choose our color, but we can also choose our count symbols. So here they are. The system's going to default and pick us a medium check mark, which is fine in this case, but I could choose something else if I wanted to. And then I'm just going to go to start takeoff and then click anywhere on the plan that one of those outlets is going to go. Awesome. Let's keep going. So next we would do, let's hop in here and find something with a roof on it. Say that we're doing roofing shingles. Oh, we should spell it right though. We're going to up a mislinear earth drop. We'll come back to that one. Say we're here, it's going to be a pitched area. So again, we can description there, or we can start right in. And this is where, oh, I didn't set this. I didn't set the scale on this one. This one I do know that it is 120. That I have verified it in the past. So let's just grab it and go. Okay, and it's going to ask us for the rise and the run. So say that we're working with a 512. And I'll just draw this really quickly. It's going to be a little sloppy, but for time's sake, just to kind of show you, we'll move through it quickly. And there we go. So now if I hover over this, oops. If you ever start drawing like that and by accident, which is really easy, just hit your backspace key and that'll take you off. Also, while you're drawing, so say that you miss a point or you want to go back a point, just hit your backspace key and it'll take you back all the way to the beginning, just like so. Okay. Now, where we're going is hover over here. It's going to show me my pitched area. You can see the 12,548. It'll also show you the flat area. So you can see the difference there, accounting for that 512. All right. New takeoff. This could be, like I said, this could be a hip or a valley. And then we were going to choose pitch linear, just like so. Let's hop back over to this example. So you can kind of get the feel here. So your takeoff name is always exactly what you're going to measure, and then you're just going to choose your corresponding measurement type. So you find that really the software adapts to anything that you want to measure, and it does so really quickly. So say that we were going to do some drywall. In this case, it is going to be a surface area. Here we're going to do a linear measurement, and the system's going to prompt us for the wall height. So say that this is 9 foot 6 inches, and now we're going to go draw that wall. Okay, so again, shades another color, which is really cool. And over here, the drywall, it's going to calculate the square footage based on the wall height that we entered. So it's incredibly fast to do your walls. Let's do a concrete one real quick. Say that we're going to pour a concrete pad right here. And volume 2D. The system is going to prompt us for the depth. Okay, so we can say that that is a, be careful there, you don't want to do a 6 foot, let's do a 6 inch. We can grab our rectangle tool and do that just like that. Okay, incredibly fast. We can hover over it. Here it's going to show us the cubic yards of concrete required to do that slab, and then you also pick up all your other, your area and your width and everything just like that. It's incredibly fast to do so. If you're going to do a footer, say that we're going to run a footer around this structure. Boom. I think you guys are starting to catch on by now. This is going to ask us for the width and the depth. So say that this is a 12 by 18, and then we're just going to work our way around the external, wherever that footer would be. That's a little sloppy. Double click and it's going to shade us in. So we've actually done quite a bit. Well, here it's going to show our measurements here. If we go to our reports, we can go to our takeoff summary report, and then it'll show all the measurements that we've done. Boom. So in this case, for our footer, it's picking up our linear run and then our cubic yards of concrete. For our pad, since we did that as an area, it's going to give us our square footage, the perimeter, and the cubic yardage. The count here is for how many that we have how many drawings. So in case of duplex outlets, we've got 6 of them. For the electrical wire, the 2 is going to stand for that we've done 2 wires or 2 drawings for there. Again, we could go into geometry and look at those individually if we wanted to. Also, while we're here, we could clean up this report. So it shows our drop count. We can toggle that off since these are the only 4 columns that have our data, just like that. Okay, let's hop back into Takeoff. And let's talk about editing real quickly. So we have a lot of editing features. So we've got our drawing here, but say I wanted to modify it, and let's go to one that has. So I'm going to click on this little edit arrow over here. Click right on top of it. You're going to know that it's highlighted. You're going to get these little green bars around it. Let's zoom into that a little bit. So lots of things we can do here. If I wanted to delete it and start over, I could press the delete key on my keyboard, or I could go to this little trash can icon right there. I can just grab the whole thing and move it around. I can grab these little handles and rotate it, just like so. So you can see this little box following around. So if I wanted to add a point to the line, I'm just going to grab it and pull out. Again, you could just keep going like that, and then you can rotate it all as well there. Lots and lots of editing options. You can also grab the little green handle and move it around there. So lots and lots and lots of editing options when it comes to this. Again, if I wanted to delete it, just hit delete on my keyboard, and off it goes, just like that. So there we go. So say I'm in a different area of the plan, and I want to say start on, we're going to put another concrete pad. All we're going to do is just click on this little arrow. It takes us directly into drawing mode. It says, yep, we're at the 6-inch height, and we can draw that pad, just like so. And to get back to our list, if we wanted to start something new, we're just going to go to new Takeoff and create it again. So you can see how versatile the software is. It is simply this: Takeoff name, which is exactly what you're going to measure, and then choose your corresponding measurement type, just like so. Okay, awesome. I think that's good for this course. I think that the next one will go into some of the more features and then cover up some markups. All right, so I very much so appreciate your time today.